Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay. So I was looking for the original email from Spectrum. And I don't have it in front of me, but essentially for the town of Mount Desert's portion, the cost is going to be, I'm rounding here, 272,000.
272.
Yeah. The National Park Service is separate, and we've forwarded them their information. I haven't heard back from them, but so
What was
we,
their portion? Do you know?
I, I don't have it right here in front of me, so I'll get it to you. But um, let's stay on Mount Desert here for a minute. So the town has about 131,000 in ARPA funds, correct, Darlin?
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head if it was 122 or 131. Whatever I sent you in
Yeah,
that email would be the number.
right. So
Yeah.
you have 131, which leaves 141 gap. So we've approached the county and they are willing to entertain a request for that 141,000. So we've talked with their consultant and they've asked for some information. And Darlin, you were going to give me a call about that to walk.
Oh, yeah. It was just basic stuff, right? I can't remember what they were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I can populate it all and run it by you before I submit it to them.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
a good
okay?
idea. We can make sure that what we're submitting is correct.
All
And
right.
go back and just double check on my email because what I gave you was the right number, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, that's what you gave me. I found that it was 131.
Good. Okay, great.
So Hancock County is meeting on the 19th, I believe, during which their consultant is going to present this funding request to the county commissioners for consideration. I don't know what their process is, if they could, in fact, vote on it at that meeting, or if they need to come back to another meeting. But nonetheless, our plan is to get that in front of them for the meeting on the 19th.
That's just next week.
Correct.
Week from tomorrow.
Yep.
Do they meet by Zoom or is it a live meeting?
I think it's both. I think they do Zoom and come in person. It's a very tiny little meeting room, so I think they like to try to get as many via Zoom as possible.
I'm sorry, it's the 17th, not the 19th.
That's even earlier.
Week from yesterday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
So
Should we be there or will you be there?
I will not be there.
I can join, let's see,
If it's by Zoom, I can join.
yeah. Wednesday at 2, what time is it? Is it a morning meeting?
He doesn't say, he does not say in this email.
Because yeah, I have a dental appointment at 2:00, but if it's in the morning, I could make a quick appearance in there. I think for some reason, I think they meet mornings, but maybe they meet all day. So it depends on what time that agenda item shows up. I guess we could need to clarify that, don't we?
Yeah, as I'm looking back over their consultant's notes, we needed to have the information back to them by today in order to meet the 17th agenda. So it'll be on the February 6th meeting.
Okay, well, it gives us time.
Yeah.
Anything else about that? So it sounds like a February meeting is going to be a lot more doable anyway. So
Does this
Yeah.
seem, Brian, does this seem like a reasonable amount of money for the number of locations we're trying to get connected? It's a lot of money.
What's reasonable? I mean, when I look at the density, my gut says it's within the realm of reason, but it, at the end of the day, it sort of comes down to what will the market bear? What are you willing to pay? And what are your alternatives? And, I think it's the best offer you've had on the table to get 100% coverage.
Right.
How many people or how many locations does this add? About? We know.
I don't have the number in front of me. I
Okay,
apologize.
I was just curious.
Well, we were talking about, when we looked at this quite some time ago, it was about 44 addresses that were not connected, right? I mean, I think you had a higher number, and then they said, well, we're working on that one, working on that one, working on that one. And my recollection is that it came down to about 40 plus addresses. And at that rate, it's about over $6,000 per address to do it. So
Okay.
it covers streets so that if there are more addresses that came up on those streets, it might cover more people ultimately. But
that's true. Yeah.
it might also be in locations where that's not going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
I know I was in a meeting yesterday for our town's economic development committee. And since they're the ones that sort of started this broadband thing anyway, I always have to report to them on where we are. And when I let them know, we were talking about, over $250,000 for 44 residences. They were quite surprised at that amount. So
it's
question.
It's 27 passings. So it's
27.
about 10,000 per passing.
Wow. Okay.
That comes out to 37,000 per mile, which is within the realm of reasonableness. I've got other projects where we're spending 50 or more per mile. And the cost for Jordan Pond Road for the National Park Service is $84,096.
Thank you.
So I guess we'll just have to see what happens with the commission, right? And if they fund it, that's one thing. If they don't, we'll have to figure it out from there, I guess. And you said what, Brian, February 6th, did you say that meeting was?
Correct.
Is there competition for this? Are we less likely to get it if we wait until the February meeting than we would if we were there next week?
They have already dispersed as much funding as they thought they were going to disperse for broadband, but they do have extra funds and they've agreed to entertain their request. That's what we know at this point. So the county manager is aware and waiting for that meeting and the information. So
Kathy, our next meeting, which I think it must be on the 14th, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So we certainly will know something by then, so,
Yes.
all right. So next item is the franchise agreement. Who speaks to that? Is that Derlin or?
I would suggest that you put that on hold until we get the funding for this build out and you enter into that agreement. And then we would do the franchise agreement at the same time,
Okay,
not before.
yep, that makes sense. And then I think you've already addressed the funding request. And the next item was the contract with the park. Is there anything you wanted to add about that? I know you told us the amount.
Not other than I've submitted that amount and the draft contract to John Ipe, and I haven't heard back from him. So
Okay. Kathy, I don't think anyone here from Tremont, right? Nope.
No.
This could be short and sweet, everyone. So discussion and next steps. Well, I guess the next step is to hear back from what the county commissioners, if they're going to approve the funding or not. And then depending on that would dictate our next steps, I guess. So we'll have to wait and see for that. Is there anything else for next steps that you can think of, Kathy?
No. Just
Yeah.
that maybe in the future, we'll always use this number so that we won't have this confusion at the very last minute. Sorry about that for today, but.
Oh, that's no problem. Yeah.
yeah, and I apologize. It wasn't on my calendar, so I was when I saw your email come through, which was timely. That's why I jumped on.
That's
So,
pretty good. It's pretty good. You get to us so quickly.
Yes, thank you. Didn't
Yeah.
I send you something?
You probably sent me an email, but not a meeting invite. Using Outlook calendar or some other calendar. That's why
Oh,
it
okay.
didn't get
Yeah, I
onto my.
never do that. I always include the link in the agenda.
Yeah, and I probably in my mind thought, all right, that's great. I'll wait for the invite, and it just I'm just
Okay.
accustomed on that. So I just note to self, I need to put that on my calendar myself.
So I'll make that link more obvious in the emails. So yeah, I'll have to figure out because I never use that Outlook calendar or those invitations, but I'll figure out how to do that. So
All right, thanks.
Any other business? So Kathy, I guess I was wrong. I was thinking the wrong day of the week. So it's February 8th is our next meeting, which still will work. We'll know something from.
yes, yes, it is the 8th, not the 14th, right? 14th is Valentine's Day. Don't mess that up, right?
Maybe see that's what my mind was on that.
Cool.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to put that on my calendar right now.
Okay, the 8th, 4 o'clock. And I'll send along the link and the agenda. And if you can let me know if somebody from this committee should be at that meeting, and if it's possible to attend by Zoom, that would be great.
I'm
I would think the
I'm pretty
best-
sure all their agenda items, I mean, all their meetings are Zoom.
I would suggest that the best person to be on that Zoom would be Derlin.
Yeah, no, I'll make it a point to get on that.
That is a Tuesday.
Okay, well, I don't think we have any other business.
That's actually Wednesday, the 17th for the commissioners. Did you say, Brian?
Correct.
I'm gonna put that in.
I thought you said the 6th.
Oh, this month is Wednesday, the 17th.
No. So, oh, you're right. You're right. No,
Right.
it's February 6th. I'm gonna go to their website just to. Because I was going off of the consultant's email.
And if we were going to make that meeting next week, we would have to have the information in by the end of today.
Which we're not, so therefore the 6th.
If it's February 6th, that's even better, because I don't have any conflicts on that day at all.
All right, well, I think we're finished for the day.
Sounds good.
So it's commissioners' regular meetings are held the first Tuesday of every month at 8:30 a.m.
Okay. I can make that.
Yeah.
I'm in here by 8:30, so I can just zoom right in.
All right, well, thank you, Darlin.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything else, anyone, or are we finished?
I'm ready.
Okay, well, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Brian.
You're
Hope
welcome.
everything's good in Texas, John. Okay. End recording.